So I've been riding my i5 for the last few weeks since the Z10 is still on extended summer break. I don't mind riding the little guy, however, its top speed of 12 miles per hour does leave me feeling a little bit inadequate at times, thanks to the shaming of some local people, David. So for this week, I figure it might be fun to check out something a little bit faster. That's being about 150 miles faster. Ever wonder what an electric vehicle capable of doing 170 miles per hour sounds like?
Yeah, kind of like that.
This week we're visiting the ABB Formula E Championship race here in New York City. Roll the intro.
As always, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe.
Alright, so I'm no race fan and follow neither NASCAR nor F1. In addition, I had also professed my general hatred of driving the last episode and certainly no motorhead of any sort. I am, however, a recent convert to the electric vehicles and I have slowly gotten addicted to the quiet, compact explosion of torque that is the electric unicycle.
Well, for the most part, as my compact little IPS i5 is a bit more on the slower end of things. Riding it felt more like a leisurely stroll than the high octane, or perhaps I should say high voltage, excitement that is my Z10. But regardless of what you got, on a beautiful sunny day on the Brooklyn Waterfront Park, it is a joy to be out, period. It's about a 5-mile ride to the street race circuit that has set up at the Red Hook Waterfront. Just so you know, the Brooklyn Waterfront itself had quite recently been transformed from a bunch of derelict warehouses to a beautiful riverside park and a fancy commercial district, like the rest of New York, I guess. This is the third year they're hosting the event in New York City, and yes, it is still sort of a new thing. Not just for me, but also for the Fédération Internationale de Automobile, or FIA in short, which is the official world governing body of motorsport, whom first introduced the Formula E race in the 2014-15 season with the goal of promoting the development of electric vehicles in the auto industry.
So nothing quite demonstrates the power of an electric motor than a 250 kilowatt and 335 brake horsepower monster capable of 174 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 time of 2.8 seconds.
The spec I mentioned was from the Spark Gen 2 race car only introduced this season, and it represents a roughly 20% improvement in performances as compared to the original Gen 1 car from 4 years prior. It is a margin of improvement you likely would not see on the Formula 1 side of things. Oh, and for some sense of scale, comparing to an electric unicycle such as the Gotway Monster V3 with the extended 2460 watt-hour battery, which I believe is the largest battery pack ever fitted to an electric unicycle, a Gen 2 car has approximately 27 times the battery capacity and a staggering 100 times the power output. Plus it has 4 grippy tire and crazy downforce to ensure all that power is applied directly to the asphalt, and that's how you get this.
The other major improvement over the Gen 1 car from the last season is that these Gen 2 car actually now last the full duration of the 45 minutes race as compared to the last season where a mandatory pit stop was required so that the driver can actually swap car mid-race. Now, that also means that each of the 11 participating teams, whom each field 2 drivers, have to prepare 4 cars. So, not that much of an issue, except for the fact that each one of these Formula E cars costs about $1 million each. Yeah.
Yes, quite a lot of resources on display, and that's just the team themselves. As to the event, being the organizer of the Formula One races, I'm sure ABB knows well what it takes to run a successful event. But very much like the exploding electric vehicle market, the 2019 New York City e-Prix was a significant step up even in comparison to just the year prior.
And I can't even fathom the cost of putting up something like this, not to mention the fact of having to basically break everything down, ship everything here, as well as all 11 teams to 12 different cities around the world, and to set up 12 different tracks for them to race on. All of that is going to end right here this weekend in New York City.
Well, of course, I didn't even know who is the leading team coming into this. Hsiang, Eric, Vern, apparently, had to look that up. I also didn't have a decent idea of how one really properly watches a formula race, since even from the grandstand you can only see a small portion of the track, 2 turn and a straightaway. It's like only being able to see a corner of the court in a soccer game. Exciting, I guess. But even knowing the little I do, there is no denying the spectacle. I mean, where else are you going to get a chance to see a 1-ton vehicle accelerate to 170 miles per hour after making a U-turn? Just as interesting are the newly expanded e-Village, where many of the manufacturers who back the various teams use the opportunity to market their latest and greatest e-vehicle and concept. With a projected sale growth to 8.4 million vehicles by 2025 and the meteoric rise of the Tesla Motor Company, who will officially enter the Formula E competition next year, the electric vehicle segment no longer feels like the red-haired stepchild of the auto industry, but instead, dare I say, the future? All the major luxury European brands had a strong presence at the e-Village. Mercedes-Benz show off their EQ Silver Arrow 01 in preparation for their entry into the next season as a full factory team. BMW had its electric concept, the Vision iNext, a slightly strange-looking crossover, but Audi really hit it out of the park and made its electric division known by bringing the spectacular P18 e-tron supercars to the show, probably one of the wildest production cars ever to come from Audi. But nothing is more emblematic of the shift in the auto industry than the entry of the brand that over the years had been the symbol of America's love affair with the internal combustion engine, Harley-Davidson. Are you kidding me? This is the company that trademarked the iconic noise their engine made.
So this is the other star of the show, I guess, the Harley LIVEWIRE. I wonder what all the Hell's Angel guys from down the street who make fun of me every single time I come past my little electric unicycle would think that their beloved American brand is taking an electric tourist.
Instead, I give you the future sound of the Harley. They sell premium bike, but the $30,000 asking price is high even for a Harley. I'd be curious to know how well this bike really will sell. The finale of the race actually felt a bit anticlimactic since neither the finish line nor the podium are visible from where we are, which was also the case last year, but since there weren't as many buildings, more section of the track was actually visible. And in the end, that was the thing that made the strongest impression of the whole event, the explosive growth of the electric motoring segment. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear about your experience with the Formula races in the comment section below, as well as any suggestion you might have for my video.
Singing this song, I see I was wrong. To chain you down, I was the clown. I'm singing this song, I see I was wrong.
And as always, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button. Until the next video, thank you.